For more than a decade, the Brown family sold America a dream. A man with 4 wives, dozens of children, and a household that seemed to defy the odds, living proof, at least on television, that love could stretch wide enough to hold everyone. Cody Brown positioned himself as the patriarch who could balance it all. The husband with unshakable faith, the father who sacrificed everything for his family. But behind the polished TLC cameras and the heavily edited scenes was another reality. Darker, heartbreaking truth that Christine Brown finally exposed. This isn't just the story of a broken marriage. This is the story of how Cody Brown abandoned his daughter truly at her most vulnerable moment, and how Christine was left to pick up the shattered pieces alone. And if you think that betrayal ended in the hospital, wait until you hear how far it really went. Christine's memoir, Sister Wife, Faith, Family, and Finding Freedom, rips the mask off Cody's carefully crafted image. She recalls in devastating detail the moment that set the tone for her marriage. The day she gave birth to Truly. It was supposed to be a moment of love and family unity, a celebration of new life. But as Christine labored in pain, waiting for the father of her child to be by her side, Cody slipped away. His excuse was that he needed to grab her hospital bag. But cameras, sharp-eyed fans, and Christine herself later uncovered the chilling truth. Cody wasn't rushing to support his wife. He was off with Robyn, kissing her while Christine fought through contractions. At the very moment his daughter came into the world, Cody had already chosen where his loyalty truly lay. And it wasn't with Christine. That single decision, that single betrayal, would send shockwaves through the family for years to come. But believe it or not, the betrayal only escalated. That moment, hidden at first under the glitz of television production, grew into a pattern that defined Christine and Truly's lives. When Truly was just a toddler, disaster struck. What began as the flu escalated into a nightmare. Christine, under contract with TLC, was away filming. She trusted Cody to care for their children, but Cody brushed off Christine's concern, telling her that the older girls can handle it. By the time Christine rushed back, her youngest was unrecognizable. Her tiny body was swollen, her eyes crossing, her kidneys shutting down. Doctors delivered the verdict: kidney failure. Truly's life was hanging by a thread. And where was Cody? Not by her hospital bed. Not holding his wife's hand, not comforting his daughter. He was at Robyn's house, folding laundry. Yes, laundry. And this wasn't the only time he put Robyn first. You'll want to hear how Christine confronted him after this shocking discovery. Christine never forgot that moment. The cold indifference of a father who prioritized chores at his favorite wife's home over the life of his daughter. She confronted him later, her voice trembling with rage and heartbreak. You were going to let your daughter die because you were folding laundry. For Robyn, those words cut deeper than any argument, deeper than any televised fight. They revealed the truth about who Cody really was, a man who abandoned his family when they needed him most. But if you think this revelation broke Christine, you'd be wrong. What happened next tested her like never before. The fallout from Truly's illness was catastrophic. Christine was left alone to face doctors, to sign forms, and to carry the crushing weight of debt. With no health insurance, the hospital bills mounted to nearly $250,000. $200,000 for life-saving care that Cody should have been fighting to cover, but instead ignored. Christine hustled through LuLaRoe's sales, begged, borrowed, and scraped by until she clawed her way out of the pit Cody left her in. While she was drowning in debt, Cody flaunted new watches, new luxuries, and funneled money into Robyn's lavish lifestyle. It wasn't just neglect. It was betrayal on a financial and emotional scale that no marriage could survive. But the cruelest wound came not from bills or betrayal, it came from watching herself be humiliated on national television. And when she pressed play on the show, she saw things no wife should ever have to watch. Christine describes the agony of sitting down to watch episodes of Sister Wives only to see Cody whispering about her behind her back, airing her struggles, mocking her concerns, and even discussing Mary's infertility during Christine's labor. Every episode wasn't just entertainment. For Christine, it was another wound, another reminder that her husband wasn't her partner. He was her enemy, and millions of viewers were in on the betrayal before she even knew it. The marriage was collapsing in real time, and the whole world had a front row seat. But even with the cameras rolling, no one could have predicted the most heartbreaking words Christine would ever hear from her own daughter. The most haunting moment of all came from Truly, after years of broken promises and empty excuses. Truly told Christine the words that no child should ever have to say. "He's not my dad." She refused to visit him, refused to travel to Flagstaff, refused to be used as a pawn in Cody's endless favoritism. She didn't walk away from him because Christine poisoned her against him. She walked away because Cody had already shown her time and again that she wasn't a priority. That revelation shattered Christine, but it also gave her the clarity she needed. And that clarity would ignite the fire that changed everything. Christine stayed longer than she should have, bound not by love, but by the crushing debt Cody left her with. $250,000 in medical bills, surgery costs, and other expenses that fell squarely on her shoulders while Cody avoided responsibility. For years, Christine lived like a prisoner to debt, working tirelessly to pay off what Cody refused to touch. And when she finally paid it off, she didn't just free herself financially, she freed herself emotionally. That was the day her marriage ended. The day she realized that staying with Cody meant staying chained to a man who had already abandoned her. But Cody wasn't ready to let her walk away quietly, and his explosive meltdown was caught on camera. The world remembers the moment Cody screamed on camera, accusing Christine of stabbing him with a knife in the kidneys after all his supposed sacrifices. But Christine's quiet truth hit harder than his rage ever could. In her heart, she knew he sounded like a narcissist. His sacrifices were nothing more than neglect and manipulation disguised as duty. In reality, he hadn't sacrificed for her or her children. He had sacrificed them, offering their pain, their health, and their futures on the altar of his obsession with Robyn. And this was the turning point. From this moment on, Cody's carefully constructed empire began to crumble, brick by brick. Today, Christine stands free. Truly is alive, stronger, and surrounded by love not from her father, but from the mother who refused to give up. Cody, meanwhile, sits in the wreckage of his empire, clinging to the illusion of control as the wives he neglected, abandoned, and betrayed step forward with their truths. And at TLC PRO, we're uncovering those truths one by one, shining light on the betrayals Cody worked so hard to hide. Because as more of Christine's story comes out, as more pieces of the puzzle fall into place, one fact becomes undeniable. Cody Brown didn't just lose a wife. He lost his family, his legacy, and the one thing he always claimed to value most, his role as a father. And here's the real kicker: if Christine's revelations shocked you, just wait until you hear the next chapter. The financial fraud, the hidden documents, and the legal war brewing behind closed doors will make this story even darker than you imagined. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.